Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel once again. So today we are going to learn about first chapter from the class 7th. The chapter name is Nutrition in Plants. Okay, so we already learned about the food in our last class, that is in 6th standard. But here we are going to understand about the nutrition in plants. So let's begin. So you already learned about the food, the components of food in your last class. So which has carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals, which are the components of food. And also we learned about the major and minor components. Okay, so these components of food are called nutrients and are necessary for our body, right? So all living organisms require food, right? All living organisms require food. Plants can synthesize food for themselves, but animals including humans cannot. So they get it from the plants or animals that eat plants. Thus, humans and animals are directly or indirectly dependent on plants. So here what according to this paragraph, it is nothing but we cannot prepare or we cannot synthesize our food, but we are dependent on plants and animals for our food. But plants can synthesize food for their growth. Now let's understand mode of nutrition in plants, how they are doing this. So plants are the only organisms that can prepare food for themselves by using water, carbon dioxide and minerals. The raw materials are present in their surroundings. Okay, this raw material is present already, that is water, carbon dioxide, minerals. So by using these they are getting the nutrition. The nutrients enable living organisms to build their bodies. Okay, because of these nutrients their body is building to grow, to repair damaged parts of their bodies and provide the energy to carry out life processes. Okay, we are getting the energy to do our everyday work from these plants. So this is nothing but the nutrition is a mode of taking food by an organism, either it is plant or animal, in that particularly human. Okay, the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body. The mode of nutrition in which organisms make food themselves from simple substances is called autotrophic nutrition. When the organism is making food by themselves, it is called, the organism is said to be autotrophic nutrition. Auto means self, trophos means nutrition, nourishment. So therefore plants are autotrophs, where animal and most other organisms take in food prepared by plants. So they are called heterotrophs. Hetero means others. So here just understand autotrophs are plants and we are the heterotrophs. Now we may ask where the food factories of plants are located, right? Where are the food factories? Because we know that we are some having the food factories in our areas. Okay, so what about for the plants? Whether food is made in all parts of the all parts of a plant or only in certain parts? How do plants obtain the raw materials from the surroundings and how do they transport them to the food factories of the plants? So let's understand this all process of making food in the plants. It is called photosynthesis. So let's understand this photosynthesis in detail. So photosynthesis, food making process in plants, means you can say the plants are having the factories inside them. Okay, leaves are the food factories of plants, and also we can also say leaves are their kitchen where they prepare the food. Therefore all the raw materials must reach the leaf. Water and minerals present in the soil are absorbed by the roots and transported to the leaves. Carbon dioxide from the air is taken in through the tiny pores present on the surface of leaves. These pores are surrounded by guard cells and such pores are called stomata. So here we have a picture of cells. Okay, these cells are having guard cells and in that guard cells we can say stomata here. So you have seen the buildings are made up of bricks, right? So we cannot make a house by using one wall, but for that wall we have to put some bricks in that particular manner that we can get a wall. So similarly, the bodies of living organisms are made up of tiny units called cells. Cells can be seen only under the microscope. Cells can be seen only under the microscope. Okay, so some organisms are made up of only one cell, so that time you can say unicellular, but some are made up of many cells, so you can say multicellular. The cell is enclosed by a thin outer boundary called the cell membrane. The cell is having a boundary which is called as cell membrane. It is given here. You can see this is a cell membrane which is a boundary of the cell. Okay, and most cells have distinct centrally located spherical structure called nucleus. This is a spherical structure which is in round in shape, which is a nucleus, and the nucleus is again surrounded by a jelly like substance called cytoplasm. This is a cytoplasm. Okay, now water and minerals are transported to the leaves by the vessels which run like pipes throughout the root, the stem, the branches, and the leaves. They form a continuous path or passage for the nutrients to reach the leaf. So they are called vessels. So you will learn more about transport of materials in the plants in chapter number 7. So how this is happening, why only leaf is selected for the photosynthesis? Because leaves have a green pigment called chlorophyll. Okay, the leaves are having a green pigment called chlorophyll. It helps leaves to capture the energy of the sunlight. This energy is used to synthesize or prepare food from carbon dioxide and water. Since the synthesis of food occurs in the presence of sunlight, so it is called photosynthesis. Photo means light, synthesis means to combine. So we find that chlorophyll, sunlight, carbon dioxide and water are necessary to carry out this process of photosynthesis. It is a unique process on the earth. The solar energy is captured by the leaves and stored in the form of food. The sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms. So can you imagine the life on the earth in the absence of photosynthesis? Yes, we cannot, because in the absence of photosynthesis there would not be any food. The survival of almost all living organisms directly or indirectly depends upon the food made by the plants. Besides, oxygen, which is essential for the survival of all organisms, is produced during photosynthesis. In the absence of photosynthesis, it would be impossible on the earth. So here the picture is given about the photosynthesis. Leaf is having chlorophyll, which is a green pigment. They are carrying the water and minerals from the soil by means of roots. They are absorbing carbon dioxide and giving the oxygen. See, the arrow is like this. Okay, they are absorbing carbon dioxide and giving out oxygen in this process, and they are taking light energy from the sun. During photosynthesis, chlorophyll containing cells of leaves in the presence of sunlight use carbon dioxide and water to synthesize carbohydrates. The process can be represented in an equation where carbon dioxide and water is synthesizing in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, and we are getting carbohydrate, that is a food, plus oxygen. So here they have given the section of a leaf. You can see the chlorophyll, the structure of a chlorophyll. During this process, oxygen is released. The process of starch in leaves indicate the occurrence of photosynthesis. Starch is also a form of carbohydrate. And also they have given the picture of leaf. Okay, this is a stomatal opening, and these are the guard cells which are here. And this is a stomatal opening, and the together is called stomata. Now we have one activity here for the taste of starch. We already done in our class 6th. So the leaves other than green also have chlorophyll. The large amount of red, brown and other pigment mask the green color. Okay. So photosynthesis takes place in these leaves also, but because of these other colors, photosynthesis not happen 100%. So you often see slimy green patches in ponds or stagnant water bodies. These are generally formed by the growth of organisms called algae. So can you guess why algae are green in color? Yes, because they are also having the same pigment. They contain chlorophyll which give them the green color. Algae can also prepare their own food by photosynthesis. Synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrates. You must have learned about plant synthesize carbohydrates through the photosynthesis. But carbohydrates are made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. These are used to synthesize other components of food such as proteins and fats. But proteins are nitrogenous substance which can contain nitrogen. So from where do the plants obtain nitrogen? So recall that nitrogen is present in abundance in gaseous form in the air. Yes, we also learnt in the geography. the air chapter. However, plants cannot absorb nitrogen in this form. So soil has certain bacteria that convert this gaseous nitrogen into a usable form and release it into the soil. So these are absorbed by the plants along with the water. Also, you might have seen farmers adding fertilizers rich in nitrogen to the soil. So in this way, the plants fulfill their requirements of nitrogen, which is very important for the photosynthesis process along with the other constituents. So plants can then synthesize proteins and vitamins also with carbohydrates. So other modes of nutrition in plants. So there are some plants which do not have chlorophyll. They cannot synthesize food. So how do they survive, and from where do they derive nutrition? From where they are getting the nutrition, as they cannot perform the photosynthesis. So like humans and animals, such plants depends on the food produced by other plants. So they use the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Look at the figure 1.5. Yes. Do you see some these yellow wire-like plants? Yes. So these are yellow wiry branched structures twinning around the stem and branches of a tree. This is plant called cuscuta or amarve. It does not have chlorophyll because it doesn't have the green color. It has yellow color. Like so, it takes ready-made food from the plant, like us. We are taking the ready-made food from the plant on which it is climbing. So the plant on which it climbs is called host. Since it derives the host of valuable nutrients, is taking valuable nutrients from the host plant. The cuscuta is called parasite. Are we are other animals also a kind of parasites? Yes. So you should think about it and you can discuss with your teacher, right? So we are also parasites. Have you seen or heard of plants that can eat animals? So there are a few plants which can trap insects and digest them. Is it not amazing? Yes, because we already knew some of the plants are there. Such plants may be green or some of other color. Look at the plant, this one, pitcher plant. Okay, so the pitcher like or jug like structure is a modified part of a leaf. The apex of the leaf forms a lid which can open and close the mouth of the pitcher. Apex means the top of the leaf, it modified into the lid. Okay, and which can open and close the mouth of the pitcher. Inside the pitcher there are hair which are directed downwards. There are hair, they are directed downwards like this. So when an insect lands, suppose this is an insect, okay, it is going inside and it will get trapped in this hair. So when an insect lands in the pitcher, the lid closes, the trapped insect gets entangled into the hair. The the lid closes and the insect is trapped inside. The insect is then digested by the digestive juices secreted in the pitcher and its nutrients are absorbed. Such insect eating plants are called insectivorous plants. So is it possible that such plants do not get all the required nutrients from the soil in which they grow? Yes, that's why they are getting their nutrients from the insects. So here we will stop. Okay, the next part will come soon and we will finish the remaining part in the next remaining part of the lesson in the next part. If you like this video, share and subscribe. Share this video with your friends and family and also subscribe for more such videos. Thanks for watching.